back in a bit. I said, I'll be back in a bit.
It is Phil Crowell. Their second is Scott Zachary. Their third is Paul Fleming. And their skip is Jamie Murphy. Alternate Andrew Gibson and Coach Bruce Lonis. And they curl out of the Halifax Curling Club as we are underway with action here in end number one. Ouellette currently sitting shot stone at the top of the 4-foot. As we see, gets the hit, rolls to the inside, sits 1-2. So as mentioned there, Jamie Murphy, the three-time defending champion of this event, looking for a return once again to the Tim Hortons Brier. And what a team he has behind him over the past many years, of course. Who can forget the veteran star in Paul Fleming, who has been to many national championships. What a strong player. And they just recently also had the opportunity to play back in November at the Grand Slam of Curling in Truro. Scott Zachary gets the hit, rolls the inside. Still sitting shot stone is Kevin Ouellette. A reminder, the games here at the Deloitte Tankard are 10 ends of play, 38 minutes of thinking time, and if we are tied at the completion of regulation play, we would play a extra end. Team Ouellette does have the last rock in end number one here, playing the Blue Stones. Sweeper's working on it here. Gets a bit of the nudge, rolls to the other side. Yellow goes out to the back and sits 1-2. So Scott Zachary on to his second of two, looking for, based on what I see here out of Jamie Murphy, looks like it's going to be playing with some aggression here, looking for the run. Nice controlled weight here from Zachary, the second for Team Murphy. Pro working on it. Gets the hit, gets the stick, sits shot stone. Good shot there from Scott Zachary. A reminder once again as well, we also have 3 games in play here in addition to the matchup that we are showing to you this evening on Bell. On sheet B is Stuart Thompson out of this Dartmouth Curling Club playing against Ian Fitzner LeBlanc, the former Nova Scotia champion, with a pretty strong new lineup and really playing well all season as well. On sheet D, which is our other feature game, we have Team Doug McKenzie versus Team Kendall Thompson. And I believe we have Kendall's sister Selena as one of our 2 broadcast commentators on that draw, so you can also tune in with them during this evening's play. And on sheet E, we have Chad Stevens playing against Brent McDougall. As we see this stone here from Paul Fleming, gets the hit, rolls toward the inside, sit shot stone at the 4-foot. So we'll now see this first stone here for Mike Fleming, the longtime skip. Made the switch just a few short seasons ago to move his longtime vice, Kevin Ouellette, into the skipping role, and they've been really playing well. Sweeper's working on it. Gets the hit, sticks right there. Sit shot stone. As many of our viewers may be able to expect as well, it is going to be fairly clean throughout this end as the teams really start to feel out the pace of the ice and just how the game's going to go. Because again, these 10-end games, you have the ability to play a little bit more of a defensive style versus what you may see on the World Curling Tour with some of the 8-end games. So there it was a hit, rolled out, clean house for the second stone here of Mike Fleming. Just looking to play to come around draw, try to sit behind his own guard. Sweeper's working on it. Looks light to me, but they're really pushing hard, trying to get it by. Will it be enough? And it will come up short. Jams off of the guard. So nice opportunity here for Jamie Murphy as we move on skip stones to bury one in around nice and put Team Ouellette under pressure early. As well, I neglected to say there during the introduction as well, we are playing in the 5-rock rule, which is a little bit different than what some of our viewers may be used to with the 4-rock free guard zone. So, team's still feeling a little bit that out as this is the first season that has been widely used. On to skip stones here, Jamie Murphy, the 3-time defending champion out of the Halifax Curling Club. Roll working on it. Waiting for it to curl. It seems to be holding a little bit, but now it's coming strong, so just Sweeper's working on it, trying to get by. It will. How far will it go? It will come to rest at the top of the 4-foot, buried behind cover. Don't forget you can also keep up to date with all the results of this event on the Nova Scotia Curling Association website, nscurl.com, and check out the scoreboard for all up-to-date statistics and the leaderboard as we go through these 7-round robin draws, as we will have coverage for you for the entire week leading up to the championship final at 2 p.m. on Sunday as we see his first stone from Kevin Ouellette. Sweeper's working on it, looking for the run. Hits on the inside, will jam over, moves over to the other side. Shot stone and still remains Team Jamie Murphy at the top of the 4-foot. So definitely great opportunity here for Jamie to put in another into the house, really put Kevin under pressure with his final stone. So a little bit more aggressive early than what we may be used to seeing in some of these games. Final stone for Jamie Murphy without the last rock in end number 1. Just looking for about top 12, top 8 weight. Looks to be holding a little bit. Taps onto the shot. Stone does give some separation. Good opportunity to at least get both of them moving. The question is, can you, if you want to plank this end, play with enough weight to roll your shooter Stone out? So expect big weight here from Ouellette. We've seen over the past few years, Ouellette extremely good with the upper weight. Final stone in end number 1 here, Kevin Ouellette. Suber's working on it here and gets the hit, will get the double and will score his single. So Jamie Murphy forces Ouellette to take the single point. 1-0 lead for them going into end number 2. Jamie Murphy will have the last rock in end number 2 playing the Yellowstones. Don't forget as well, as we mentioned, there will be draws throughout this week here at the Dartmouth Curling Club. So if you're in the area, please pop on by and watch some of the action. It's some excellent curling from some of the best teams in our province and arguably the country, as they all look for that coveted spot wearing the Nova Scotia colors at the Tim Hortons Briar at Westoba Place in Brandon, Manitoba, March 2nd to the 10th. Teams already starting to be determined for that event, as we've already seen. Of course, Brad Gushu, Team Canada, has qualified from winning the event last year. John Likely out of the Charlottetown Curling Club representing Prince Edward Island. Dave St. Louis, the longtime representative out of Ouellette, and the former vice for Jean-Michel Menard, Martin Kretz, out of the Eshman Curling Club, takes the spot representing Quebec at the Tim Hortons Briar. So lots of provinces still have to be determined, as many of them were had teams that were provincial champions competing at the Continental Cup this past week in Las Vegas. So as we get back to this end number 2, shot stone is belonging to Kevin Ouellette at the top of the 4-foot. As we see this second stone here from Logan Ward, looking for a well-placed guard close to the center line. He gets just enough. Probably a little bit of room there, so Kroll able to go for the down weight tap on that stone at the 4-foot. Fleming and Zachary working on this one just a little bit, trying to get a little bit of curl. Will get contact, but will roll to the side. Sits second shot at the back of the 8. Updates of the games in play on the other sheets. Blank end in the Thompson versus Fitzer LeBlanc matchup, so Stuart Thompson will retain the last rock in end number 2. Kendall Thompson takes his single against Doug McKenzie in our other feature game on Sheet D. And on Sheet E, Chad Stevens takes a single point against Brent McDougall. Don't forget, you can keep up to date with all these standings as we head toward determining our champion on nscurl.com. As Ouellette gets the hit, they roll to the side and out the back. Shot zone still remains at the top of the 4-foot. Fleming working on it here, trying to get the curl. Does get contact on the shot stone. But still sitting the shot is Kevin Ouellette, just a little bit closer than the yellow that Kevin is calling on Chris to play the hit on. Again, as we mentioned, both teams have had a lot of success this season. Of course, Murphy playing lots of great games on the World Curling Tour throughout the season. But of course, as we all know, it all comes down to this event to try to get that spot representing at the Tim Hortons Brier and continue on the road to potentially being a Canadian champion and a world champion. Of course, it's been a long time since Nova Scotia has hoisted that coveted Brier Tankard. 2004 was the year that last occurred, with Mark Dacey, who defeated the legendary Randy Furby and his multi-time champions out of Alberta. So, Jamie Murphy sitting shot stone at the back of the 4-foot. Ouellette will call on Mike Fleming to go for it. The hit sweeper's working on it early, trying to get by the guard. It looks like it will. Question is, how much will it curl? Because they'll want to try to get a little bit of roll, get behind the guard. It will just flop a little bit, not enough to get behind cover. So an opportunity for Jamie Murphy to call on Paul Fleming to play a very well-placed hit and roll. Set up a chance at a multiple point end here. Of course, big opportunity for a team who has the hammer in the even ends. If you can try to get the strategy of forcing your opponent to one in the first end, you take two, and just keep on going to that, it can put some pressure on. So Fleming gets a hit, rolls over to the side of the 12-foot shot stone. So definitely a very clean style of play so far from both teams. Both teams were, again, they had 2 practice sessions this morning in advance, of course, of the women's draw, which took place at 3 p.m. We're currently after one draw, Arsenault, McDermott, Brothers, and Jones. With wins in that opening round, we will have coverage for you starting again tomorrow at 9 a.m. as the Deloitte Tankard and the Scotties Tournament of Hearts for Nova Scotia are all here at the Dartmouth Curling Club. Once again, past few years they've had this event these two events together. Fleming with the hit, rolls out to the side. Clean house once again. So Jamie calling on Paul Fleming, his advice to go for the draw behind cover, behind that corner guard of their own. Of course, Paul Fleming, the longtime national representative for Nova Scotia at the Canadian level. He was a member, if I remember correctly, of the Sean Adams rink. That was the last team to make the final for Nova Scotia back when they played at the 2005 Tim Hortons prior with Sean Adams. So on skip stones here in end number 2, Kevin Ouellette looking for the draw around. Happy to see a pretty good crowd here both downstairs by our broadcast position. And I also saw a bunch of people upstairs here. And so don't forget, you can come on down all week. Lots of great action as we see sweepers working on it hard. Fleming joins him, trying to drag as far as they can go. They do get it to the top of the 4 foot, sitting shot stone, but it does appear to be open enough for contact. So Jamie Murphy here with his first of 2. They've had a pretty good season this year, this Jamie Murphy rink. Again, as we mentioned, he did get to play a World Curling Tour, a bunch of World Curling Tour events there, including the Grand Slam event up in Truro. Also had a pretty good run this past fall at the Dave Jones Mayflower Cash Spiel, taking place over in Halifax. So got the hit, rolls over to the edge of the 12 foot, sitting shot stone. Very clean end once again. Both teams still trying to feel out the ice and get a feel for how their opposition want to play this match. So Ouellette looking for the hit and stick here. Trying to get contact with the stone at the edge of the 12 foot. Grancelli and Ward looking at it here, working hard on it. The ice starting to cause it to move pretty fast. We'll get the hit, rolls out. So Jamie quickly heading on down. Of course, teams wanting to save as much time as they can throughout this match, as it is thinking time. They want to have the ability to have that extra time bangs for later in the match. So with the final stone through the house there for the blank. So Kevin Ouellette will retain the last rock in, and oh, sorry, Jamie Murphy. It's been a little bit of a long day there. Hey, I just came over here for my first round of action here after my classes at Mount St. Vincent University. Happy to be here with you, bringing this exciting curling action. As we get started here with end number 3. We see Logan Ward. Draws just outside the house for a guard. Based on what I've seen a lot, you do see more use of the center and corner guards in the 5-rock rule compared to even when you saw it with the 4-rock free guard zone that you've been so familiar with seeing over the past many years. So a little bit heavy there. So an opportunity for Logan Ward to play around into the house behind his guard. We'll mention as we get started with this end, though many of our Nova Scotian curling eyes will be here on focus on Dartmouth, there are many that will also be focused out in Prince Albert, Saskatchewan, as the New Holland Canadian Junior Championship takes place with Team Nova Scotia's Caitlin Jones and Graham Weigel out there representing Nova Scotia. Of course, Team Jones, the defending world champions at the junior level. Currently, for a few days of play so far, Caitlin Jones 3-1 record in her Pool A competition. And Graham Weigel currently also holding a 3-1 record. So both teams looking to put themselves in great contention for the opportunity to represent Canada at the World Championships. And we wish them the best of luck as they look to hoist up a national title. Of course, many of the ones out here on the ice that I can see have competed at that event at one point or another, so it definitely shows that the stars of juniors seem to be becoming the rising stars of the sport at all levels. On the second stones here, we see Scott Zachary looking for the hit, trying to get it flop behind the guard. Sweeper's working on it hard, trying to hold the line. Gets the hit, rolls over to the other side. sitting shot stone is Team Murphy. So Grancelli here looking for the hit. A roll is really good here for sure. Jams on the guard, so rolls over to the other side. Shotstone still remains once again Team Murphy. So opportunity for Scott Zachary on his second stone to protect. So looking for the hit. If he can get it, a nice flop over, it could produce some good protection while still keeping him in the opportunity to score. Sweeper's working on it, trying to get it, gets the hit, will roll behind the guard. Shot still remains open. So on to third stones here, Mike Fleming. After the completion of this end, we will give you updates of all the games throughout the other three sheets in play. Lots of great games here this evening as we open up the Deloitte Tankard. Rolls over and out. Team Murphy sitting 1-2. Jamie calling on Paul to go for the draw down to the back. Stone tapping. It is definitely good for sure. Sweepers on and off here. Gets to the stone there, sits 1-2-3. Definitely putting some pressure on Team Ouellette. Who are without the last rock in this third end of play. So you're going to see a lot of weight here from Mike Fleming. Gets a hit, jams out the back, but still sits shot stone. Definitely an opportunity on this stone here from Paul Fleming to remove that blue of Team Ouellette. As mentioned, once again, there are Paul Fleming, longtime national representative for Nova Scotia, and actually was a former most sportsmanlike player at the Tim Hortons Brier, as voted by his peers the winner of the Ross Harstone Award a few times. As he gets the hit, rolls over towards center line, sits 1-2-3. So definitely putting Kevin Ouellette under a lot of pressure here. Going to definitely have to play to remove at least 2 of those stones. With the way you're going to have to hit this, you're most likely not going to be shot stone, but at least getting yourself in a good position as second shot is essential. So first of 2 skip stones here from Kevin Ouellette. Skip out of the Mayflower, looking for the double there. Will remove 2 stones, will sit second shot. Shot stone remains at the back of the 8-foot, belonging to Jamie Murphy. So great result with the big weight from the skip out of the Mayflower. So Jamie Murphy looking for, actually I didn't even see what he's going for, so looks like he's going for the hit and roll over on using that stone at the edge of the 12-foot. Zachary working on it. Will knows it. Sits 1-2. So final stone for Kevin Ouellette without last rock. Looking to minimize his damage here in this third end of play. So looking for the big weight here. Some opportunities based on his line there to slash it, but it looks like we'll sail right on by. Opportunity here for Jamie Murphy to get it into the paint. And based on what I can see, would score 3. Big opportunity here for the defending champion in this event. Final stone in end number 3 here for Paul Fleming with the last rock. Playing the Yellowstones, just looking for the paint. Zachary and Crow working on it, just dusting it off. Well, a little bit of extra oomph on it, but looks like it will sit down for 3. So 3-1 lead for Jamie Murphy after 3, it appears. And Kevin Ouellette will have the last rock in end number 4. So update of the games across the sheets. Sounds like from what I appear to be hearing, there was a rock that must have picked, resulting in a steal 2 on sheet B right next to us. As Stuart Thompson takes a 4-0 lead after 3, and Ian Fitzner-LeBlanc will have the hammer in end number 4. Kendall Thompson holding a 2-0 lead over Doug McKenzie. on sheet D. And it appears there, so at third end, it is Chad Stevens who holds a 1-0 lead on Brent McDougall. And you're up to date as we see this opening stone here from Phil Crow going to the top of the 4-foot. So Ouellette looking to take advantage of the 5-rock rule by putting up his corner guard. Brancelli working on it, trying to get a little bit of that curl. Pretty similar sweeping style to what we've seen over the past few years of the one sweeper style. Sweeping on the left or the right to make it curl more or less. Caused a little bit of controversy over the past many years, but the science is there. So Crow putting up the center guard, comes to rest just perfect there. So you're going to see here, appears like another corner guard coming from Team Ouellette here with Ward. Or, I may be wrong, yeah, it must have been the come around draw. My apologies. Just looked a little bit down on the weight, but does come to sit second shot. We definitely have to take a moment to say thank you to some of our many Nova Scotia Curling Association partners: Harding Medical, Tim Hortons, the Curling Store, and of course our streaming partner 360 Live, who are putting in lots of hours this week to help bring this action here to you. Also got to give a big thank you to the Dartmouth Curling Club, their members, all the great volunteers, and of course the ice crew, who have been doing a great job preparing the ice surface for play this week. You always want to have some great caliber conditions for the players, as they won't be competing in curling clubs. Once they get to the Tim Hortons Briar, it will be on arena ice, so they've done a great job of getting the best conditions possible for this competition. As we see a hit rolls out. Shot stone still remains Team Murphy at the top of the 4-foot. As we see Scott Zachary with his second of 2. Looking to play another guard over, put some more protection on. So definitely comes to rest in a good spot, but Ouellette will jump right at the opportunity to get Brancelli to peel. And he's been really good over the past many years, having played the second and third position. gets a hit, rolls to the side and out. So once again, we will see on to Paul Fleming. Looking to replace the guard, it appears, based on what I saw. Again, my apologies there. They said they're going for the run back. Rolls over to center line. So opportunity here for Ouellette to call on Mike Fleming to play down onto that stone at the top of the 4-foot. Move around a bit of the options for his team going into skip stones. But it looks like it is going to be down weight. We'll see how much it does push onto that guard of Team Murphy's. Doesn't appear to be in based on what we can see from our camera angle. But that's one of those ones there that if there's any doubt, you put the 6-foot stick on it just to be sure. But again, these teams are very knowledgeable of the rings on all these sheets. And they're often told about any potential for if there was any little differences, just in case of if it was a little bit of doubt. But we'll definitely see this stone here with weight from Fleming, looking to play the hit and roll over a bit. Cole working on it hard, trying to get a bit of curl. Will get the hit rolls out the back. Still sitting shot stone behind the cover. His Team Murphy. Fleming gets a hit, jams a little bit, so still sitting shot stone is Team Murphy. So Jamie and Paul just discussing their options as to where they can place this guard. Appears to be there looking at placing it just about on the lines coming up from the 4-foot. So Skip Stone's here to Jamie Murphy. Draws down. He does draw down to that middle clump. Sitting shot. Stone is still that one. Stone at the top of the 4. Again, we're just about nearing the halfway point in this match. So they'll be looking to make a bit of a jump going into the break and into the second half. Fleming calling him off, trying to get it to come down. Will it come down enough? It will not. Rolls to the back of the 8, half into the 12. So shot Stone remains Team Jamie Murphy. Opportunity here for Team Murphy to really put Kevin Ouellette and his team out of the Mayflower under pressure early. Final Stone without the last rock for Jamie Murphy, looking to play in and around. Try to sit his deuce and really put Team Ouellette under pressure. Needs it to curl. Fleming working on it, but it will come to rest at the back of the 8, sitting 1-2. Really great application of pressure from Team Murphy, the defending champions. As they're looking for, based on the records that we have here, a little bit of commotion there as we just, our camera angle may have seen Travis Coulter a little slip on the sheet beside us, so fortunately he's okay from what it appears, but definitely a little bit concerned. Final Stone here on our sheet there for Kevin Ouellette. Sweeper's working on it, trying to get it in. Will get it to the 4-foot to score his single. And will take a deficit of 1 point going into the final, going into the 5th end of play. My apologies. So Jamie Murphy will hold a 3-2 lead and will have the last rock in end number 5 playing the Yellowstones. Don't forget you can join in on the conversation and tweet us using, well, you can contact me on Twitter Twitter. My Twitter handle is at John Siteman, Siteman. And we'd love to hear from you where you're tuning in from. And just whatever you want to talk to us about with the game. Definitely lots of great competition here this week. Games taking place starting tomorrow through Friday for the round robin with games at 9, 2, and 7. And of course the all anticipated playoff rounds on Saturday. And of course the championship games on Sunday as we look to determine our representatives at the Scotties Tournament of Hearts and the Tim Hortons Briar. On his fifth end here, as we see this first stone from Phil Crow. Just setting up a guard here, so opportunity for Logan Ward to come around. A lot of weight here early, so it's going to need to come down a bit. Definitely surprised me a little bit there, but again, must have been a little bit of that commentator's curse. Well, if you think it's heavy and it's light, you think that they may not make the shot, but they do. So it does come to rest shot stone. So Crow going to play onto that stone of he is at the top of that clump. Moves around a bit. Honestly, a little bit difficult, especially because of the fact that now he's almost placed the guard a little bit better than it was the first time. So, very difficult position here for Chris Grancelli on his second of two, as you're going to see Mike Fleming will come on down to have a discussion with his skip. We'll let you know there that in end number 4 it was another 2 for Stuart Thompson, 6-0 lead over Ian Fitzner LeBlanc through 4. Very difficult position here on our sheet, just trying to be able to manufacture at least an opportunity at a steal, because you can't really give the opportunity for Jamie Murphy to either score a single or even score score multiple or even score a single, because a team like that, you're going to not be able to do much when you're having a multiple point end with the hammer when he's up. So comes the rest as another guard protecting the one in the house. So definitely seeing there that Team Ouellette putting their hopes on that one stone at the 8 foot. Sacru with lots of weight here, looking to remove the stones there. Will jam over, removes the 2 blue, so lots of yellow up front. But the one lonely blue sitting half in the 8 foot. As we see this stone here from Chris Grangelli, second of his 2. Moving for it to curl, so Ward and Fleming sweeping as much as they can there. Try to get enough, but will come around the sets of guards. Won't come into the house. So big weight here from Zachary, looking to remove at least 2 of those stones. Gets the shot stone moving, moves one of the guards around, so still pretty much the same position as we were going into that shot, just in a different position in the house. But probably a little bit more of an accessible position for what they've been working on already. So on the 3rd stones here, Mike Fleming out of the Mayflower. Sweeper's working on it. They do get it to the 4 foot, sitting 1-2. Based on what I can see here, I would give you statistics about these 2 skips head-to-head, but there isn't any. So both teams really feeling each other out so far. Shot stone now is Team Murphy as they hit and roll to the edge of the 8 foot. Reminder that following the completion of this end, we will have a few short minutes for the 5th end break, if I remember correctly. To do a little bit of mid-game ice maintenance, and then we'll be back. So Fleming playing with weight here, looking for contact on the yellows. Ooh, tough result there as the yellow moves in. So 1-2 is Team Murphy. That was just a tough result there, just simply just the way that the contact was made on that guard. I'll give a little hello to one of my lawn bowls friends tuning in from Ontario, Delia Stanier. tuning in from Chesley. Nice to hear that you're tuning in. So hope you enjoy the games here at the Deloitte Tankard. So second stone here from Paul Fleming. Third for Team Murphy. Holding 2 right now. But really looking to put the pressure on with a nice come around draw. Sweeper's working on trying to get it by. Will it be enough? It will just wreck on their own yellow. Definitely an opportunity for at least removing one of those 2 stones. They're pretty much almost the exact same distance horizontally from each other. The skip stones here, Kevin Ouellette. Big weight here, looking to remove at least 1, maybe 2. Gets a hit, rolls outside. Unfortunate result. Shot stone remains still Jamie Murphy. So seeing this position, if I were Jamie, you're definitely looking at the opportunity to play that same come around that you were looking for on the last stone there from Paul, looking to really set up a good position for yourself going into your final stone. If you could score a 3, it could really put a lot of pressure going into the 5th end break. First of 2 here from Jamie Murphy, looking for the come around. Zachary and Crow working on it here. It is staying out a lot there, so looking for it to curl just that little bit. Will remain open, but sits. Okay, it may be a little bit open, but enough to be protected by some of that stone at the edge of that the center line. So it's like you're going to see a finesse draw shot down, try to freeze onto the edge of the button, really put some pressure on. Final stone for Kevin Ouellette without the last rock here in end number 5. Looking for a freeze onto the stone at the button. Enough to get contact and get the shot stone. It's coming, but will it? Does appear still that the shot stone does belong to Jamie Murphy, but it's a bit difficult to south from our camera angle. So if you can get a little bit of contact on the left side of the rock, you should be able to remove that stone to sit 3 and really put a stranglehold on this matchup. Final stone here for Jamie Murphy, looking to pick out the blue and score his two. There you go. Gets a hit, gets the roll over, and will score 2. It will be a 5-2 lead going into the 5th end break for Jamie Murphy. Kevin Ouellette will have the last rock in end number 6. So we'll be back in just a few minutes. They'll have some 5th end break ice maintenance, and we'll be back shortly following. You're watching the 2019 Deloitte Tankard live from the Dartmouth Curling Club. To continuing coverage of the 2019 Deloitte Tankard presented here live from the Dartmouth Curling Club. I'm John Seitman, here with you for this opening round of action as these teams begin the final steps on the road to Brandon, Manitoba for the Tim Hortons Brier. This opening round features Team Kevin Ouellette out of the Mayflower Curling Club versus the defending champions Team Jamie Murphy out of the Halifax Curling Club. It was a single point in end number one for Kevin Ouellette, blank end in end number two. Then it was a 3-point end in end number three for Jamie Murphy. Single for Ouellette in four, and a deuce for Jamie Murphy, which gets us to where we are right now in this contest. 5-2 lead for Jamie Murphy, the defending champion out of the Halifax Curling Club, looking for what would be his 5th title in 6 years. And a return to the Tim Hortons Brier. Of course, many provinces already starting to determine their representatives for the event in Brandon, Manitoba. That will join Brad Gushu, who will be Team Canada for the second time after winning the event last year, defending his title. Now that we come back to this matchup, we'll just quickly remind you who the teams are. As you see the stone here from Logan Ward, the lead for Team Ouellette. Their second is Chris Grancelli. Their third is Mike Fleming, and their skip is Kevin Ouellette. The alternate is Donnie McDermott, and they curl out of the Mayflower Curling Club. And of course, the defending champions, Team Murphy. The lead that you already saw throwing was Phil Crow. Their second is Scott Zachary. Their third is Paul Fleming, and their skip is Jamie Murphy. So Jamie looking for a tight guard here to protect his shot stone at the edge of the button. Really going to put some pressure on without the last rock. So you're going to see some weight here for sure from Grancelli. Tight board to try to get through the hole. So if you see him go through there, you're going to see with some weight for sure. Trying to play it through the hole. Ward and Fleming working hard on this. Gets it by the first. Will go through. And that's just been the calling card for this match so far. Just those little small misses at the end have been a big difference, which has put Jamie Murphy up to that 5-2 scoreline that they sit at now. Update of the games across the sheets. It's a 6-2 lead for Stuart Thompson. He has the last rock in end number 6. We have tie game over in our other feature game on sheet D, which just hit the fifth end break. So we haven't seen what the score line was for that fifth end, but we'll let you know once we receive that. And Brent McDougall scored a single point in the fifth end. Still trails Chad Stevens by a score of 4-1. And Stevens, the NSCA affiliate team between Truro and Chester, if I remember correctly. They will head the last rock in end number 6 over there on E. And reminder that if you want any up-to-date standings and results from this event and the Nova Scotia Scotties Tournament of Hearts also taking place here at the Dartmouth Curling Club, you can visit the Nova Scotia Curling Association website, nscurl.com. As we wait for the call from Jamie, I'll send a thank you out to Carol McLean, the coach of Team Marianne Arsenault. Apparently, Carol and Team Arsenault are tuning in watching the action tonight. Of course, the longtime champion Marianne and her squad looking for additional success once again this year. And we'll look forward to seeing them later in the competition here live on the stream sheets. Shotstone here still remains Team Jamie Murphy, so this is going to be a point there where Kevin is really going to have to look for a downweight hit from Mike Fleming. Try to get some contact on that Shotstone. At this situation where you're currently down 5-2, you really need to score at least a 2 here to really put some pressure back on the Jamie Murphy rink. So finesse weight here from the third for Team Ouellette. Mike Fleming looking for the tap. There, gets contact, moves it over behind the guards. Still Shotstone sits, belonging to Jamie Murphy. So it looks like they're going to have a little bit of a discussion about this. When you can really, there's lots of options there because you can definitely either play a hit and roll there on that stone that Jamie's just gesturing to now. You could guard, you could pretty much do almost anything there in those positions. To be able to protect that stone at the top of the button would be essential to that. So as we see a stone here from Paul Fleming. Crow working on and off. Zachary joins him now. Will get the hit, rolls over. Sits first and third. So definitely need to play some weight here to try to remove both. So on to the second stone from Mike Fleming. Playing the out-turn side, so they will be able to have that top rock come across and outside should they play with weight on it enough. Looks like with this weight, they're more setting up for the skipper here for that one. Gets the hit, removes one stone of Team Murphy, still sits the other at the top of the 4-foot shot stone. Update of our other feature game on sheet D. We had mentioned that that game had gone into the fifth end break tied, but Doug McKenzie takes a single in end number 5. Kendall Thompson will have the hammer in end number 6 playing the Yellowstones. So on to this stone here from Jamie Murphy, looking for contact on that stone at the edge of the 8, then roll over and onto the 4-foot. Will do so. Sits first and third. Definitely in great position there for the defending champion. There's a little bit of a rustle in the crowd. Looks like there could be the opportunity at the triple for Stuart Thompson on sheet B as he looks to try to close out this match against Ian Fitzer and LeBlanc. Up 6-2 with hammer, playing the 6. But it doesn't curl over there and does only get a single. So it's a 7-2 lead for Stuart Thompson, playing end number 7 coming up next over on B. So as always, we will keep you updated with the action on that sheet and on all the sheets. So Ouellette and Fleming having a little bit of a discussion about this, needing to really put some pressure on, so they're going to go for a very tight draw round. We will mention there that as we had Team Arsenault were tuning in to watch this broadcast, we will have them in action tomorrow on sheet D as they will be facing off against Julie McAvoy. That will be tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. Atlantic time, live from the Dartmouth Curling Club, and we'll look forward to bringing it to you here live on Bell. So first of 2-4, Kevin Ouellette looking for a really tight draw around there. Ward working hard on it, trying to get the curl. Will it be enough? Looks like it's just gets a bit of a chip, but to me, just based on the angle that we have, it does still appear to be shot stone Jamie Murphy. So setting up nicely there that Jamie can play with some weight and remove both blues and really put some pressure on, because there would be almost minimal path to the button. Of course, it's always interesting to see there how the striking bands on the rocks react to the big weight hits, as over the summer they did, based on what I remember hearing, they did do some maintenance on the stones that the NSCA uses for these events. So Jamie gets the hit, rolls over to the side. So still only sitting his single point. Final stone here in end number 6 for Kevin Ouellette, the skip out of the Mayflower Curling Club in Halifax, Nova Scotia. Down by 3 against the defending champion, Team Murphy. He needs at least a good part of the forefoot or more. Sweeper's working on it now. Will it curl enough? And it will not. So that will be a steal of 1 for Jamie Murphy to take a 6-2 lead over Kevin Ouellette after 6. Ouellette will retain the last rock in end number 7, playing the Blue Stones. Update of the game over on sheet B, the highly anticipated match there between Stuart Thompson and Ian Fitzgerald-LeBlanc. 6-2 lead for Thompson. The last rock in end number 7 belongs to Ian Fitzgerald-LeBlanc over there on B. Difficult position here for Team Ouellette, down by 4 against the defending champions, looking to get back in this matchup. Still very early in the competition. Of course, this is only draw 1, but in this round robin format, you really want to be able to keep the losses to a minimum. As only 3 teams do make the playoff rounds on the weekend. Of course, if it happens that more teams are tied for spots in the playoffs, we do have tie-breaking games that would take place at 9 a.m. on Saturday morning if that is required. Potentially, even just like we had last year, there could be the potential for multiple tiebreakers, as last year we had 3 teams tied for the final spot in the playoffs. So as we see early in this end, Murphy placing 2 right on the button and on the forefoot. Ward setting up the guard once again. Zachary appears to just be piling another one around again into the area just in front of the house to protect the 2 that they have at the forefoot. We will take a moment once again to thank some of the Nova Scotia Curling Association's partners, including Harding Medical, Tim Hortons, and the Curling Store, along with our broadcast colleagues at 360 Live, and we thank all of them for their support of Curling Nova Scotia and this event. Also, guys, send a huge thank you out to Deloitte, the title sponsor, once again for the Tankard event. You'll see their name in the ice shed around the sheets. And we appreciate them for their continued support of Nova Scotia Championship Men's Curling. And of course, we also send a thank you out once again to Scotty's, the longtime sponsors of women's curling in Canada, as well sponsors of our women's provincial championship and of course our national women's championship, where I believe about a solid 30-something years. So definitely great supporters of championship curling. So gets a hit, rolls out. So sitting 1-2 is Jamie Murphy. Of course, one of the big things to remember in the women's event taking place here is that it is one of the biggest rewards that a team has had in about 30 or so years, because the winner of the event here will get to be the home team for the 2019 Scotties Tournament of Hearts, which will be taking place at Center 200 in Sydney, February 16th to the 24th. So we're just about 3 weeks from this Saturday when those teams will be getting underway at Center 200. As we'll see who will join some of the top women's teams in the country, including Team Canada, Jennifer Jones. And her teammates, Caitlin Laws, Jocelyn Peterman, Dawn McEwen, and Jill Officer. And already provincials declared in Newfoundland and Labrador, Prince Edward Island, and Quebec and the Territories. Big weight here from Paul Fleming, looking for the peel. As clears out. Lots of pressure on Kevin Ouellette, because really if you can't score this end, it could pretty much be game over. Because there's lots of stones in the area in front of the house, really, and there's almost no path to the button, really, unless you can get some of those stones up at the front moving. Big weight here from Fleming. Gets the hit. Takes out 2, but will leave the third yellow as shot stone. So based on what I can see here, it does appear like the Paul being asked by Jamie to place another into the house. Really in the position of where they are now, there's not much risk for the team out of the Halifax Curling Club. Because if they can really put the pressure on, it would be the opportunity to close this game out. Update of the game over on sheet E. It is 2 points for Brent McDougall, still trailing Chad Stevens 4-3, playing end number 7. Second stone here from Paul Fleming. Looking to get his stone around the guards. Starting to curl now. Does get into the 12-foot, so sitting 1-2. So Kevin asking Mike which way he wants to go at this. Definitely have to get some stones moving on this. Sweepers really working on this one, trying to hold the line as best they can. Gets the flop over and in, sits what appears to be second shot. Shot still remains Jamie Murphy. So on the skip stones, the skip out of the Halifax Curling Club, Jamie Murphy. 4 titles in 5 years. Looking for a return to the Tim Hortons Brier this year in Brandon, Manitoba. So a little bit of weight here from the defending champion. Looking for contact, will do so. Questionable appears to me like it is just a 2. But still, either way, lots of pressure on Team Ouellette. It looks like a final over there on sheet B as Stuart Thompson picks up a 7-2 victory. Sorry, correction, 8-2. My apologies. Over Ian Fitzgerald-LeBlanc to pick up his first win of the tournament, opening up this Deloitte Tankard. the former provincial finalists, looking to have a great performance here at their home club. You can always tell when Team Thompson is around because they are always sporting the snazzy pants. As I see they're sporting the teal this evening. So back feature sheet, Kevin Ouellette with his first of two, looking for what appears to be at least the hit to try to manufacture a multiple. Or is he raising? I don't even know there. My apologies. Gets the hit. Almost gets there, but does roll the second shot. Shot stone is still fairly buried behind guard at 12 foot. So Jamie and Paul having a look at this one. Opportunity here to really put some pressure on the Kevin Ouellette rink late in this match. So this is a very difficult position there. To me, you could navigate that port and try to sit your three. But with how the ice has been swinging the center line, it's a very difficult option. So you're going to see Kroll and Zachary will come on down to have a discussion about this one. They're definitely not a shortage for time, as they do have 13 minutes and change in thinking time left in this match for them. But wanting to be sure, because this is a big end, if they're able to really put some pressure on and force another steal, it could really be the do or die spot in this matchup. As they have this discussion update over on sheet D, our other feature game. Kendall Thompson leads Doug McKenzie 5-4, playing end number 7. So the decision has been made. Sweepers just having one last discussion there with Jamie before he readies. Playing with a down weight, looking to navigate that tight port. It's going to curl a lot off, so they've got to wait a second here for it to navigate through. Sweeper's working on it, trying to get the nudge. Will nudge to the back of the 4-foot, sitting 1-2. And really, it's a difficult option, no matter which way you slice it there for Kevin Ouellette. To me, really, you haven't played out that far wide enough in this matchup to really know how far it curls. So pretty much your main option is you're going to have to play that wide, either the wide draw or the angle raise. So sharp there that even scoring a single is going to be difficult. So to throw here. Big stone here for his team, looking to try to score his single final stone in end number 7. Looking for the angle. Sharp result there, but only gets the second stone. Steal one for Jamie Murphy. Looks like we will play on, as it will be now a 7-2 lead. Tough result, but great shot making from Ouellette to try to keep his team in this match. Jamie Murphy will have the last rock in end number 8 playing the correction, sorry, Kevin Ouellette will have last rock in end number 8 playing the Blue Stones. A reminder, we will mention there that this is the last draw of the evening here on our feature games on sheet C and D. When we come to you at 9 a.m. tomorrow, it will be women's play in draw 2 of the Scotties Tournament of Hearts, as you will see on this sheet Colleen Jones, the former Scotties champion and world champion, facing off against Julie McAvoy, and Kristen McDermott facing off against Mary McKettendra. 2 great games for you, and we'll look forward to bringing that to you live here from the Dartmouth Curling Club on Bell. As we see here, Logan Ward setting up the corner guard. Stone already placed at the top of the forefoot by Phil Kroll. Murphy calling on Kroll, appears to be playing about a tick shot weight. That shot made so famous by the lead forward team Weagle, correction, Team Holman, Lisa Weagle. Really has to have this stone here for Ward placed just perfectly for another guard. Placing the corner guard on the other side, really needing to manufacture some offense in this match. As we mentioned earlier in this match, well, the eyes are on Dartmouth. We are also watching eagerly with the New Holland Canadian Juniors in Prince Albert, Saskatchewan, as we just, of course, got word that Graham Weigel, Owen Purcell, Jeffrey Mayer, and Brett Dory, our male representatives, just won their game 12-3 over Sarkazar of the Northwest Territories to improve their record to 3-1. Of course, Team Weigel, the under national champions from this past year, they were able to hoist up the men's junior title this Christmas at the Lakeshore Curling Club to book their ticket in. As well, don't forget that we also have our women's representatives who are the defending world champions. Caitlin Jones currently holding a 3-1 record in pool play there. Both teams are really looking to be in strong going into the championship rounds later in the week for sure. So sitting shot Stone and second shot is Jamie Murphy, who will have the opportunity to place another good guard here. Correction, my apologies. They're going to move a guard around. Gets a hit, rolls over to the side, out the other way. Sitting 1-2 still. At some point, you are going to have to see Kevin Ouellette make a play on these two stones at the edge of the 12-foot and at the edge of the 4-foot. Update there of the game on E, a big count of 3 in the 7-4. Chad Stevens taking a 7-3 lead over Brent McDougall. McDougall will have the hammer in end number 8. So Jamie calling on Paul Fleming to move some guards around here. As we see the familiar lift delivery from Fleming. Gets the hit. Removes both the guards. Rolls his out the side, and result there from Paul Fleming. So on to third stones here. We have Mike Fleming here. Looking to play around. That really needs to put some pressure on here. Gets a little bit of a rub on that top stone, so we'll move to the back of the 8-foot. Sitting second shot. So based on that call, it looks like you're going to see a little bit more coming down onto that. On this one early there from Paul. Yeah, as I'm hearing a few people mentioning, we did neglect to mention there that it will be a big opportunity for our junior curlers competing at the national championships right now, because the winners will Canada at the World Junior Championship taking place in Nova Scotia for the first time in a very long time, taking place in Liverpool, Nova Scotia, and I believe that is at the Queen's Place Amera Center. So big opportunity for them as we see that stone comes to rest back of the 4-foot shot stone. Yeah, if you can really play a nice hit and flop, it really puts some pressure on. Skip stones here in end number 8, Jamie Murphy here with Outlast Rock, but up by a margin of 7-2. Looking to close out this match for his first win of the tournament. Zachary working on it hard, trying to hold the line there. Gets the hit, sits right there. Sits 1, 2, 3. So really, situation here for Kevin Ouellette. Down by 5, needing to score a multiple here to keep his hopes alive in this game. After having a discussion there, it looks like he's going to play the double and stick, try to really put some pressure on. His first of 2 in this one. Sweeper's working on it, trying to hold the line. Will jam on that stone of Team Murphy's, and that is a very difficult spot there, because now that is, based on my view, that is 4. And if you really place a guard protecting the path on that in-turn side coming back toward the clubhouse end, you could really put a stranglehold on this contest. Team Murphy will definitely be very confident with whatever result comes out of this match. So now that we are in the final round of play here for the evening, we will remind you that we will be back once again live starting at 9 a.m. for Team Jones versus Team McAvoy here on Sheet C. And we will have wall-to-wall coverage on Sheets C and D every draw through the finals on Sunday. Jamie feeling very confident enough to get one in. Walks off access to that, but it does open up a pocket. Draw down onto. So opportunity for Kevin Ouellette to get out of this end with a single point. Very difficult position either way, no matter what, as even with a single point end, you'll still be down by 4 without the last rock against the defending champions. Final stone here for Kevin Ouellette without the last rock, facing a count of 5. Looking to hit and stick at the button. Sweeper's working on it, trying to get by that front stick there, right on the lid. The score is single. So that makes the score 7-3 in favor of Jamie Murphy, and we will have the last rock in end number 8, but they are having some discussions there. So it does appear they will play on. Final appear to be complete over on sheet E, as Chad Stevens, the former provincial finalist skip, picks up a 8-3 victory over Brent McDougall. So now all that's left in play for the evening are our 2 feature games. Tie ball game over in the game between Kendall Thompson and Team McKenzie. So Sweeper's working on this early, trying to get it placed just perfectly center line. My apologies, got a little bit distracted by a few flying brooms over it, as some teams are just packing up for the evening. Crow really has nothing to lose there, as Jamie calling on him to come right around and in. Comes to rest at the top of the 8, just biting the 4-foot. As we see the second stone here from Logan Ward, lead for Team Kevin Ouellette out of the Mayflower. Currently down by 4 without the last rock here in end number 9. Comes to rest just shot still remains Jamie Murphy at the top of the 8, really putting some good pressure on. Really an 8-2 lead. With 1 in to play would be, should they even just stick with the single, would be a game over situation. Very difficult to score, 6 points in 1 end. It's at any level, let alone here at the Deloitte Tankard against a team of the highest caliber, which is Jamie Murphy, 3-time in a row champion. On the second stones here, Chris Grancelli. Looking to play that down onto the shot stone at the top of the 8. Comes just short, so shot stone still remains. Team Murphy sitting there single. So now that the 5 rock rule is all complete, it's big weight time here from Zachary. Bing, bang, boom, gets the hit, taps it around, and will move a bunch over. But still, shot stone remains them at the top of the 8. So Grancelli coming down on the outturn side, really needing to place another one just right there at the top of the 12-foot. So again, expect to see big weight here from Zachary once again. Crow working on it. Hard looking for some contact there. Will remove the single stone of Team Ouellette. So on to third stones here, Mike Fleming. Looking to place it pretty similar again to the last. Really got to put some more opportunity in for contact for a multiple. Comes to rest just off the center line. So holding a single still. Jamie. But expect to see big weight once again from Paul Fleming. Zachary working on it, big weight from Fleming, gets the hit on the other side, and it looks like he, based on what I can see there, he's hitting his 2. Unorthodox, but still good result from the veteran Paul Fleming. Fleming working on trying to get something there, but will wreck on one of the guards. So nearing the final few stones of this match there, Paul Fleming looks like Jamie's just toying with the possibility of which one you need to hit. So he's not going to take any chances going for the blue just big weight here from Fleming. Gets the hit, rolls over and out, and clear front. Going into skip stones here. You pretty much have to play this hit and roll now from the edge of the 12-foot over. Really put some pressure on. So Rancelli just having one last discussion with Kevin Ouellette, his skip, before this first of two from him. Looks like just going there. Thought it was a hit and roll. It's actually just a come around. Sweeper's working on it though, trying to get it by the top. Gets it by the first, gets it by the second. Great result there for Kevin Ouellette. Sit right on the lid. Based on how it sounded like from Paul Fleming, it sounds like we're going to see some big weight trying to blast out at least those front two. There is enough separation there that you can get contact. On the yellow and really make things interesting. Gets the hit, moves around, and there you go, back to sitting two. And what a great display of execution from Jamie Murphy, playing extremely well here through 8. Had the answer the whole way. And really looks like it's going to be a very difficult position for Kevin Ouellette. He's going to have to play the hit, so it looks like it's going to probably be an opportunity on the final stone for Jamie Murphy to sit 2, which would be a 9-3 scoreline. Final stone for Ouellette, the skip out of the Mayflower Curling Club, playing the Blue Stones. On it here, looking to try to get contact and still keep themselves in a position for shot. Gets the hit, moves it over, but it's tough to call, but to me, either way, you're going to try to clear that one out. If you stick right there, it's 3. If you clear it out and remove your own shooter stone, it would be at least 2. So what could be the final stone of this matchup here from Jamie Murphy, 4-time defending champion. Correction, 3-time defending champion, 4-time provincial champion. Crow working on it here. Gets the hit. Will stay right there. 1, 2, 3. Now be the match. Make the final 10-3 for Jamie Murphy over Kevin Ouellette in a great display of execution to open up the tournament at 1-0. So that will conclude play here from Sheet C. We will be coming back to you live at 9 a.m. as you will see Colleen Jones, the former world champion, versus Julie McAvoy. So till we talk to you again, on behalf of our crew behind the scenes at 360 Live, I'm John Seitman saying good night from the Dartmouth Curling Club.